Hi everyone, this is Juanita Cap from Meticulous Moments, where we facilitate community upliftment through leadership development. But tonight I'm also here on behalf of MMAM, the MMAM group, the MMAM Hall of Fame, Meticulous Martial Arts Mastermind. And that's exactly what we do. We are meticulous about the styles that we bring in. It's a mastermind. We learn from all the different styles that the members are busy with, that they've been studying for years. Some of them have been doing martial arts for decades. And it's such a wonderful honor and privilege to be able to induct them into the MAM Hall of Fame. It really is a high level a Hall of Fame. It's an international Hall of Fame. We have inductees all over the globe. And this evening, I have the honor to induct 3 more individuals. And I have with me, I'm going to bring them on screen here. I have James Burkle here with me. I have John Olivier here with me, and Char. And I'm going to be inducting them today. So I'm going to start with Char, and then we will work around the room and we'll talk about what they do and who they are. Char, please, for the audience members who are not, they're not familiar with you yet, if they don't know about you yet, tell them about yourself and your style and what you do.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. Doing martial arts, I mean, I started very young as a kid, but I didn't really get serious about it until I was about 16 years old or so. I met my original sensei, Leopold Lacrimosi, rest in peace. Him and I became good friends. He used to own a bunch of schools. He was going through a hard time. Met him at church. He offered to start teaching me for free if I mowed his lawn. So sort of kind of like my own little Mr. Miyagi story. And that was with an Okinawan Kempo. I trained with him one-on-one for about 10 years. Continue to still practice that today. Did some Aikido and some Shirai-Ryu back in the day as well. But my primary styles that I've done are Northern Shaolin Praying Mantis style. That's the one that I've done the longest. I've also have done some Wing Chun, some Kali, some Hung Gar, some Choi La Foot, some Hung Sing, and I also did Shirai-Ryu karate for 2 years as part of the Shirai-Ryu karate team at UCF, University of Central Florida. For a living, currently right now, I'm just taking some time off, but usually I've been a healthcare executive for many years, particularly in the behavioral health and substance abuse industry, operating, credentializing everything there is to do from beginning to end within that industry. And even, at our wellness centers, I've also even though I was the CEO or VP of one of those, I would still incorporate teaching some martial arts within that environment, for the people who live there and so forth to further help their recovery. So that's sort of the very short of it. I've also had my own Kung Fu school in Orlando for several years. Out of that, I was right next to Disney, so I trained a lot of the Disney MGM performers. Through that, I made contacts with a lot of different celebrities. Several of my Kung Fu students have gone on to be the main body doubles for the lead actors in 300, Captain America, as well as many other movies. So been very blessed and very fortunate to have some great instructors and some great students along the way. So, and then about 8-9 years ago, I got hit by a speeding car while jogging. Had up and down since. It's been about 2 years where I couldn't walk. Started making a recovery. Was doing really good for a few years. And then in 2023, started having some other back problems again. Long story short, they found that my spine was sliding back and forth 7 millimeters, grinding all the nerves in my body. So I had to have another spine surgery for that. They tore an artery during that surgery by accident. That put me in the ICU for a week, which caused me to have severe ulnar nerve damage in my arm, which led to me having the AFib and atrial flutter in my heart. So I just had heart surgery for that a few days ago. Hopefully that'll be a full recovery. And I'm slowly sort of getting back into things, and I still practice, but eventually I would like to get back to teaching as well. So. And I'm very
Incredible.
honored and very humbled to be here as a part of this group tonight.
Wow, guys, let's give him a hand. I mean, the things that you've done for the martial arts community and for the community as a whole, really, you are a winner, you're a warrior, you're someone that pushes through and you uplift everybody, and that's why you fit in so well with the group and with MAM and with Meticulous, because you really like giving to the world, and you have helped other people to better their lives in the process. And we're very honored to have you here. You had heart surgery a few days ago, and you're still here. And that, I've got a lot of respect for you for that. And I just want to say, Joe, it's a huge blessing and an honor for me in the MAM Hall of Fame to be able to induct you into our class of 2025. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for everything that you do for the MAM group and for Meticulous. And we are going to continue praying for you and cheering you on, because that's what MAM does. We cheer our members on. So continued blessings to you. Oos, thank you very much, and much respect to you.
Thank you. Let me add one thing that I completely forgot that I left out that I'd like to add to that is I was also very fortunate about 10, 15 years ago, before my accidents and everything, when I was working in the healthcare industry, I got asked by Marvel and some other groups to do some superhero modeling and stunt shows. So down in South Beach, I used to do a lot of stunt shows for Marvel, as well as I would get paid to host the main block parties for downtown Fort Lauderdale, downtown West Palm Beach, dressed as, certain different superheroes, did hundreds of events with that. And that was also another huge part of my life, another huge blessing. Became really good friends with some of the original writers, Alan Bellman from Marvel, who has passed away, but he was working since 1940 with Marvel. He's been a huge part of my life. So I just want to give a shout out to him. I got to work on some projects with Stan Lee. One of my Kung Fu students, Dirk, was in a video by Bat in the Sun, Spider-Man versus Darth Maul, that's had 30 million views on YouTube so far. That has Stan Lee in it. So I've also gotten to do some work with them. So that's another huge part of sort of the martial arts background that provided me that opportunity. So I've been very blessed in the martial arts field. And again, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it, and really being honored to be a part of this group. So
you are most welcome. You're most welcome. This year we did posthumous awards. And we are such big Marvel fans, my kids and I, like seriously. So we can do a posthumous award for both of your incredible mentors, for Stanley and for your other mentors. So I'll get in touch with you about that. But I just want to say, Jar, you can only get stronger from this point on. And you're going to get back to doing all the things that you love. You're going to get healed. And because you have that drive, you're going to push through all of this. And you are going to have a testimony, and you're going to inspire a lot of people. So keep pushing forward and keep believing and keep being, because you're always so positive. That's a good energy to have. That is going to take you to higher places, higher and higher, because you've already done so many amazing things. So thank you very much for sharing that with us, and God bless you in everything you do.
Bless you too, very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Charles. We have with us here James and John, and I've known them as well for a long time. So I don't know, James or John, who wants to go first? Who are we starting with?
Well, go ahead, James.
You're on, James. Tell the audience who you are and what you do.
Is it my turn or?
It's you. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Tell us.
Is it my turn or the gentleman's turn?
It's your turn, James.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well,
tell us who you are and what you do. Thank you.
Okay. Well, my name is James Burkle from Southern Indiana, and I'm 84 years young. I've been doing martial arts for the past over close to 55 years now. And I never really intended to get into the art. I actually taught bowling, and I was pretty well in competition in bowling a lot. And I got into martial arts to strengthen my legs a little bit, and where I could get down lower in bowling. And also taught children. I had as many as 120 kids from ranging 5.5 years old on up to 8th grade to about 13, 14, and twice a year. And but to get back into when I got into martial arts was when I was at Fort Leonard my platoon sergeant was the post hand-to-hand combat instructor, and that's where I first got the first introduction to martial arts. And then I got really into it back in '69 and in the '70s. And I started with Taekwondo, Chung Mu Kam, and then later on I went into American Kempo. And from there I went into Jiu-Jitsu, and now I'm teaching Tai Chi with the Yang style. And a lot of my background is on my bio on Senior Stick Fit. That way I keep it a little bit brief here. And I'm a 6-time Hall of Famer in the United States Martial Art Association. And I'm also in the GOATS Award, and then in the MMAM, and then also in Action Hall of Honors in the Action Martial Art Magazine. But one of the highlights of my life, I think I like to share, is in 2013, I went to Geneva at 72 years old and won the self-defense, won a gold medal in self-defense in Geneva, Switzerland, with martial artists that were half of my age. And I received the gold medal, and I went back over in 2018 as a guest, and I did some refereeing over there. And but most of the background I like to share is my love in Tai Chi, because Tai Chi and Qigong, I think mind, body, and spirit, if a person can pick up the gaps to that, you can learn a lot, because most martial artists, if they would have done some of these exercises back when they did their warm-ups before working on the floor on the mats, doing any kind of sparring, I think it would be a lot more healthier now, and a lot of them would be a lot more active now. And that's something that Professor Ernie Boggs, my jiu-jitsu teacher, which was also a close friend of Professor Wally J. And I also got to do a demo with him in '96. And 20 years later, I done a demo with his son, Leon, Professor Leon J. And but these are the things I like to share. But I think the most thing that I really enjoy in martial arts, it's a way of life, because you can go out, like my background come from insurance. I built 2 insurance companies, and I was a territory manager, a regional director too. But I share the same thing in martial arts now. It's putting myself in front of people and telling them a story. But I use the mind, body, and spirit, because I understood mind, body, and spirit already years back when I first got into martial arts. And if you use any of these principles and theory, the application in any, to me, in any art is only about 10 to 15%. Because it's a lot to do with principle that I like to share with people now, getting into it. It's to have fun out on the floor.
Yes.
You don't want people to follow you because they have their own makeup. All they need to do is pick up some of the principles and theory and put it in their own chemistry.
Yes, make it their own. Yes, that's good.
And I think the way of life that I like to share, uh, age is only a number. Because I'm not the average 84. I still do backflips.
Yes.
And I still dive off of, it's been a year now, but I still go off of 32-foot towers and diving in water.
That's good.
And I do ride a motorcycle, a cross-country bike, a motocross bike yet.
Nice.
And but the biggest enjoyment now is the grandkids.
I believe that. I do believe that.
And
Well,
but this is the thing I like to get into, because most of my background, you can look on seniorstickfit.com, and what I'm sharing with you now, most of that's all on there.
that's good. That's good. And of course, we are working, James and I are working on a very big project, and it's going to be very, very cool when it's launched. And that's going to happen very soon, guys. So, James is still busy with a lot of things out there. And we are very proud, James. I inducted you last year, and I'm very, very honored and very blessed to induct you for MAM Hall of Fame class of 2025 as well. Us to you. Thank you for everything you do. You really impart into people's lives. You always keep going. You always have that momentum. You always have this good energy about you. You're always instructing people. You're always helping. You're always giving advice. And those things are the things that matter. We're building community. MAM is building community, meticulous. And you are a very big part of that. And I'm very honored to have you on board, and I'm grateful that we can work on projects together. So I just want to say, Us, congratulations, and thank you for the honor to put you into this wonderful class with other legends. And thank you for being on this MAM journey. The slogan for MAM is join the journey. And when I did the induction ceremony on December 6th, someone said, I just want to say it's MAM for life. And I thought, that is incredible. So welcome to this journey on our lives for MAM, the martial arts. Keep spreading that good hope. Keep spreading all the positive energy that you are, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Us, thank you, my friend. Thank you so, so much. You're welcome to stay. I've got John Olivier here. I've also known him and Lucy for quite some time. They are very good friends of mine as well. Everybody that was on here, thank you so much for being a part of my life and my journey and the things that I'm learning, because I keep learning. Like John says, I keep learning every single day, guys. We'll never get to a place where we know everything. And I think that is the joy in life, our journey, personally and professionally. So John and Lucy are being inducted this evening. They have a ranch. So Lucy's tending to the kids. And I know the animals are like children where I come from as well. They're part of the family. So he's here on behalf of both of them. John, please tell the audience who you are and what you guys do.
Wow, you got 10 hours? No, but oh boy. Well, I started with martial arts basically in 1957. I'm 82 right now, and I was born in Toulon, in France, southern part of France, and my mom and dad, they were prisoners of war by the Germans. They were captured by the Germans. They were in a forced labor camp, and that's how my mom and dad met. And so when the Americans came in to bomb Wittenberg in Germany, it was a way they could escape through the underground. So they were prisoners like 3.5 years, and I was born in France in 1944. And so my journey began from that point. When I was 5 years old, my dad, he still was a little afraid because the war wasn't quite an end. And so he decided, hey, you know what? Let's get a freighter ship, and wherever the freighter ship goes, we're gonna go. So we end up traveling like 30 countries, and then after the 30 countries, we immigrated into New York. And so the time that I lived in New York, it wasn't fun. You know, there was gangs there all the time. My my babysitter was Central Park, and so I would go to Central Park, and I would hide in the bushes because the gangs were kind of like looking for me. You know, because I didn't know how to speak English to begin with,
Right.
and so they were looking for me. Where's that kid? Where's that kid? You know, and so they would beat me up, and I'm tired of this, you know. And on one day, an Asian man sees me, and he sees the kids beat me up, and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing? Leave him alone." And so the head guy, the leaders, he says, "Who are you? What are you going to do about it?" You know. So he kind of looks around like this, picks up a rock, breaks the rock in half, and I go, "Oh my God, you know, what kind of a Superman is this?" You know, little did I know he was he's starting to be a world renowned, and his name was Matsutatsu Oyama, which was the founder of Kuikushinkai. So I started learning karate from him, and I had many other instructors from him, and I started to learn jujitsu, judo, karate, many styles, which I really enjoyed. And one of my instructors, he goes, "See this floor there?" So yeah. He says, "Get those two coconuts like this." And I got two coconuts cut in half and scrubbing the ground, and I know, what does that got to do with karate? Couldn't figure it out, you know. Why am I polishing the floor?
Right.
And realizing that this was getting developed doing that. So I'm polishing the floor. And, you know, I didn't have any money at the time when I was a kid. And so how am I going to pay for this teacher? And so I start collecting bottles. And at that time, bottles were like 2 cents for a deposit.
Right.
And so I went to the teacher and said, "This is the money I got," which is like 50 cents. He said, "Oh, that's good. That's good," you know. So I committed myself, and he realized I'm committing myself to him to learn, you know. And so it was a great adventure doing that. And then I had another instructor that I'm not allowed to talk. There was a mediator there, and and the mediator said, "You talk to me, and I'll talk to the teacher, to the master." What? So I would talk to him, and then he talks to the master. The master would talk to him and translate to me. Little did I know, he really knew English. You just not allowed to talk to him, you know. So I learned some things from him, and my journey was kind of pretty interesting because through all the teachers that I had, it was an adventure or a concept of what their philosophy, you know, like you were talking about mind, body, spirit. Well, I'm starting to get it, you know, mind, body, spirit. So as years goes on, I start challenging different things. You know, like you talked about Tai Chi. Well, when I was in China, and my wife and I, we were in China, and 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, they're practicing Tai Chi out there in the park. You know? And so the most common motion of Tai Chi, they have 108, 106 motions, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, you know, that's a lot to learn, you know, bringing that together. And it says, well, when you're at a certain age too, you become a little kind of like, you know, you can remember things. You know, it's hard to remember things, and you know, so much going on in your mind. And so I come up with a concept of Tai Chi, for example, with numbers. It's easy to remember numbers because we grew up as kids, number one, number two, number three, so on and so forth. So I incorporated that with Tai Chi by doing, let's say, number one, for example, you're going to go, breathe in, breathe out, do the bottom leg of the one, this way, in, out. You can do doubles, 1, 2, 3, 4 motion. Then you could do depth. So you have a 3-dimensional. See,
Yeah.
1, 2, out, in. So, and then at the same time, you know, you put your heel up, bring your toe down, and then the other thing I realized too is that as you do these things, you know, breathing, exhaling, right? The other thing I realized is that what you're doing too, you're combing the aura around your body. So you have
Yeah.
an aura.
Yeah.
Everything that's living an aura. So you're taking the negativities that are into your aura, and you throwing it out, or you throwing it back to Mother Earth. You throw it to Mother Earth. Notice that they do this, right?
Yeah.
So they throw it to Mother Earth, and Mother Earth has a lot of energy, right? Because what happens when lightning strikes? Boom! It goes, it grounds itself. And that's what you kind of like do. You ground yourself, you know. So in my journey, I also do healing. I'm an acupuncturist, and I'm a Reiki master. Lucy was my teacher. You know, she's my Reiki master. So I got the master level of Reiki, which is the 3rd level up. And because I used to do Qigong, which is forcing energy through the person's body, but then that's forcing the energy, but it's not quite the healing that I really wanted. And even so with acupuncture, you hit certain points and you move the chi, the energy with it. But then if there is no chi, how is acupuncture going to work? So there's a restriction, and there's a dam there. And so with Reiki, it's a universal life force that comes from above the universe. I'm just a tool. It comes to me, and the Reiki goes to its own intelligence. You know, Dr. Sui was the one that came up with that. And so it was pretty interesting. If you look up Reiki, you'll get an understanding. But I don't want to go into too much of it because it's a lot involved in details. So in my journey, I wanted to test what chi is, because there's a lot of I would say this, people don't believe it, that there is such thing as chi, or it's a fallacy. So how does chi work? So I got into, you know, breaking, for example. I hold a world record in breaking ice, 2,160 pounds, 10 feet high. And you can see that on YouTube or whatever. You'll see it. You see on my profile that I broke the ice. I busted, let's say, engine blocks. I busted steel, rocks, cement, glass, all that. And I did demonstrations for different charities, and also went around the circuit doing demonstrations with the Chi Powers. I did it for Jerry Lewis Telethon. I did it for muscular dystrophy. I did Wish Foundation, abused children. I did a fund for that. So Oh boy, I don't know what else to say. Is
Incredible.
whatever question you want to ask me, Juanita,
It's just
is
incredible, John, how you guys.
And so anyway, I'm here at the ranch, and we have 12
May I
acres.
share something?
And I teach here at my ranch. I have a dojo that's 2,200 square foot indoor.
Yeah.
And
Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. Can you still hear us? I think his internet froze a second there. Let's just give it a moment. Sometimes it does that. Incredible having that world record, and just the way that John and Lucy met, James. I am just amazed at how martial arts really finds people. I've told people that a long time. Martial arts finds people. It's just how it is. It looks for your energy, and there's so many things that we can learn, especially when it comes to the Reiki and the universal energy, and when it comes to Qigong and Qi. Some of it's coming from the outside, external, some comes from within, how to clear our auras. I know a lot of people think, oh, no, it's not this. I heard you want to share something, so while we wait for John to come back, share with us, please, because I know he's going to show this session to Lucy as well.
Oh, you want me to talk?
Yes,
Okay.
you can share.
What I wanted to share, the first thing I would, usually work with my student, with a new student, because number one, you don't want them to get bored right away.
Yep.
And I kind of work more with seniors now, but I'm starting to pivot with youngsters, because I'm finding something in youngsters. There's a way to move them in a different direction.
Yeah.
Especially if you can go into the schools.
Yeah.
With troubled children, because the problem is a lot of people look at martial arts. It's just fighting. It's not all about fighting. It's a way of life.
Yes.
When you share something, especially like Qigong and Tai Chi, well, the thing is, if you can share how to move something, and you can show them by walking, actually how that Qi works in your body.
Yeah.
And I never use the word Qi a lot, or Qi and Qigong or Tai or TIE. Into our CHI in the Qi for Tai Chi. What I look at is one of them moves into a direction to get to one point. That's where you want it to go. Tai Chi is completely pivots into a circular motion. It's a mindfulness. It's always moving. Everything is moving all the time. And when you go from empty to full, I always say Qi. Well, I use like water. When you move on to one leg, you're putting a percentage, which you're going from one end to the other.
Right.
And a lot of the children and seniors can understand that when you just share simple information as far as explaining it to them.
That's right.
That's what I wanted to share, because to me, it's the storytelling, how much fun I can have by doing this. It's a way of life. I can go walking up to the park, and I can use the same thing just walking.
Mm-hmm.
And I can take the Tai Chi ball.
Yeah.
What I failed to mention when I first was talking, the Tai Chi ball is really something that is important. Now, you don't have to spend a lot of money for a beginner to learn with the ball. Just get a soccer ball.
Yeah.
And or a volleyball. What you want to do is to learn how to roll it. and then take the ball away. Well, that's exactly what you're doing. It's coming around the universe with it. And what the gentleman was speaking about, the 108, some have 105. That's the long form. I like to use the Yang style simple Tai Chi in 24 movements. But when I teach, I only use maybe 4 for a beginner. Because what I want to show them is a bird. When I'm moving, I'm kind of stepping out, handing a cup of tea to the queen. And then a bird lands on my hand when I pivot. And as I pull back, I'm pulling a rope like I'm in a tug of war. Then I come back and I push the bird away, but then it lands back on me, and then I send it away for good.
Helping the people. Yeah, the imagery works. It absolutely does. There's different ways of learning and teaching, and that is what's so incredible. And you mentioned something earlier. You mentioned that when we teach these kata and, you know, the fighting and things, we don't expect them to do it exactly the way that we are doing it. We want them to take that kata and make it it's theirs. It must be theirs, like something they put onto themselves and it becomes a part of them. So John, your device, I think, logged off. I heard the Microsoft sound and I was wondering if it was on my side or where it was. Now, you and Lucy, I was telling the audience and James here, it's so incredible how you guys met and how you built this life together with the arts, and the fact that you you know, you have that record that you did. I remember we spoke a little bit about that when I was on here with Luz as well, with you and Luz. So I just want to know the Reiki. Now I know because you guys taught me this moons ago, but explain to the people, because there is an external energy that finds us and there is an internal energy. Please tell the audience so that they can understand the difference between those two. Thank you, John.
Well, as I said before, that the Reiki is spiritual for one, and it's from the universe that comes through me to then create the healing to the individual. Now, in fact, a few days ago, we have animals, and we have this cat called Goldie, for example. Goldie became a big cat. He was a stray cat. He was skinny. He was basically bones. And so now he weighs like, gained weight. And we noticed a few days ago that he was very sluggish. He was walking like this.
Right.
Something wasn't right. I couldn't figure it out. What's going on with the cat? Because Lucy is very observant of body movements or how a person reacts, right? So I have a student that says, "Hey, I love your cat, but there's this bump on the cat."
Oh.
So, bump? Yeah. So what it was a tick about this big, sucking on his neck. So we took the tick out, and all of a sudden, all this blood is coming out, right? And so we did an antiseptic and this and that. So then realized, that's what it is. The tick affected the cat's body, right?
Right.
And because, as humans, human cat, you get Lyme disease from ticks.
That's true.
And so anyway, we started doing Reiki on the cat, and it's been, let me think, about 5 days now. The cat's frantic.
Wow.
He's doing good now.
Incredible.
He's really good, and he's acting like Macho Man, Where's the female?
He's joining the dojo there.
So he's ready to go. So I don't know where I'm going with this, but we have clients coming to us.
Yeah.
I got a headache, or I'm hurting here or there, and so
Yeah.
what Lucy does do is she takes like rods, copper rods,
Yeah.
and she has to sit down. And when the
Mm.
person sits down, she walks over the person, and then the copper rods are open up like this.
Yeah.
And so what that does is telling her the dimension of the aura, where it's at.
Yeah.
And
Where it's
so
stuck.
sometimes it can be real close to the person. Sometimes
Mm.
it's far away from the person.
Mm.
If it's close to the person, there's something going on, like spiritually, physically,
Yeah.
on the person. The emotions is not there. Something's
Yeah.
going on in their lives.
Mental.
So,
Yeah.
so anyway, when he combs the aura, so the first thing she'll do is comb the aura, take out all the negativity of the aura. Then she applies. After that, will apply the Reiki on the
Mm.
person for
Healing.
healing,
Yeah.
right? And then sometimes the person will start crying. They'll just cry
That's
because
me.
there was maybe a deep-seated emotion within their soul,
Yeah.
and they had something happen. Uh, Somebody died in their family, or or the person had a bad relationship, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so um, after the healing, she comes back to measure the aura again, and it's just amazing because once she measures the aura, it's an increase of maybe 5-6 feet, and the aura really expanded out.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
obviously the healing is there, and so she maintains records,
Yeah.
actual scientific records, before and after, and
Yeah.
the person may come back 3-4 times. Sometimes, sometimes one time is good enough, and they go, "What happened to her?" "Oh, the person got healed. Well, why are they going to keep coming back?" So, what do you know? Yeah. So anyway,
Incredible.
that's spiritually and physically, it's there. It's by the grace
Yeah.
of God that
That's right.
it
Amen.
happens to us. It's just amazing. It's just really amazing, and then you're going to have a lot of skeptic people. Of
Oh,
course, you're
it
going to
will
have that.
always be like that. Yeah. It'll
There's
always
no
be
good
like,
negativity.
yeah.
So,
You
but
know what I've
it
seen,
is what
John?
it is.
It is what it is. You know what I've
Go ahead.
seen, John, in my years? People fear and criticize what they don't understand. If they don't understand something, it is easier for them to say, no, it's okay. But once it happens to them and they start to get an understanding, then the lights go on and they're like, oh, for years I was in the church. I was a pastor in the religious space, and I taught people to have a relationship with God. But I also taught about energy, because they kept wanting to separate the religious spiritual side with the energy and the science. I said, no, it's one thing. You just need to start understanding it. And that's why I love having conversations with you and Lucy, because you guys teach me something every time, just like James does, and you understand. We can talk about it because we can operate on that frequency. And I want to say thank you so much for making that time that you made today. And also, you guys were in the MMAM Hall of Fame 2024 as couple of the year, because you do everything together and you're so busy in the martial arts space. And this year I'm also inducting both of you. For you, John Olivier and Lucy Olivier, thank you so much, and welcome
Thank
to the
you.
MMAM Hall of Fame class of 2025. Much respect to you, my friends.
Thank
Nice
you so
meeting you,
much,
John.
Renee. Thank you, and we love you guys. You take care,
too.
okay?
You too. I'll see you
All right.
guys again. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye-bye.
It was an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you for